Hey there everybody, hope your day's going well. Jacarried Old School Gaming here, and welcome back to another Thoughtful Thursday. Getting through Sword Art Online, this time the Ordinal scale movie. This movie came out way back in March 2017. I'm not 100% sure what I was even doing at the time, but unfortunately I never got to experience this in theaters, but hell, at least I did get to experience it eventually. Now, before getting into it, there is a few new names. Okay, so we have Ag, voiced by Chris Patton. And, hell, you definitely did a very good job of portraying the smug, arrogant little brat. Yeah, then there's, who is it? Oh, yeah, Ryan Bartley, who voices Yuna, at least spoken in the dub. Yeah, honestly, between the sub and the dub, it is still, who is it? Saika Kanda, who gets to sing the different songs. And lastly would be, Jameson Price voicing Yuna's father, Tetsuhiro Shigemura. Just Shigemura for short, because that's the name they often say in the movie. Yeah, so, let's get into this. Link start. The new latest thing is the Augma, which essentially is becomes augmented reality. And people get to see, things jump out of TV, experience, or, at least visually experience what it's like to be on top of a mountain. Or being chased by a boulder when really just running on a treadmill. Definitely an interesting concept. Can help to track, exercise and food. And the main draw being the new game and how name of it, the game Ordinal scale. And players can even get certain free stuff, deals, coupons, whatever, just by playing the game. Yeah, and apparently a ton of drones just released all over the city to help with the strain, and a brand new AI pop star, Yuna. Initially, nothing fishy, but yeah, I wouldn't be a story if there was, or I suppose if there wasn't, this wouldn't be a fantasy anime, it'd be slice of life. But, well, we have what we have. One thing I did notice is that the restaurant that everyone's, playing that Pac-Man game at is Wagnaria. I'm just, holy crap, okay, interesting. One day I can get around to Wagnaria, but for now, when they win the game, they each get their own little, slice of cake, and the AI automatically knows exactly who wants what. With everything everyone's been through, the Sora Online incident, the Alfheim Online incident, the Phantom Bullet incident. Well, I suppose Caliber and Extra, as well as, what was the name of the other one? Oh, Mother's Rosario. There was nothing, sinister in the background, but even still, with everything that has happened from Sword Art Online up the SAO incident up to now, you would think they'd be a little suspicious about the school they're going to handing out free Augma to everyone, handing out free tickets to everyone for the upcoming concert. If someone's handing every single person free stuff, there's something to be looked into there. At least the first Ordinal scale battle that Kyoto and Asuna get to, they're fighting some samurai warrior thing, and yeah, there's not really too much to it. Hell, at least it's because the samurai guy was part of old Aincrad. And Kyoto and Asuna, being frontline players, recognize him immediately. But at least this time, they don't get digitized when they lose all their hit points. And hell, it's some people can use like ranged guns to fight it. And AG just kind of sinisterly hanging out in the background until he comes in, makes a few hits, and then says to us, like, just to where Asuna can hear it before she makes the final blow, switch, as a way to kind of monitor, like, how saying that would activate someone's SAO memories, and how he even takes out one of Klein's Fred and Kazan friends, again as part of the test to start scanning memories from old SAO. In the end, of course, everyone's concerned, like, why are all these old SAO bosses being brought into Ordinal scale? What's going on? Yeah, Yui's the one who gets assigned to, like, compile all the data. Less and less people are apparently just not I should say, less and less people are logging into the VR games like ALO, and hell, even the ALO servers have to delay another event, apparently, because just there's not enough players logging in to actually hold a large enough event. I guess get used to it. Whenever something new comes out, people just go, "Ew, this is old. Throw it away. Give me new thing." Welcome to... Based on her age, she should be graduating high school pretty soon, so yeah, welcome to the real world. The next big Ordinal scale fight, well, Asuna has to work with a whole bunch of people to try to take down some kind of griffin thing. She starts instructing like the tanks and the gunners and everyone else, like, okay, we have to work together in order to bring it down. And she does a wonderful job, even without Klein and Ferd and Kazan, because they get jumped by an AG and another boss. And even my first time watching it, because at one point Klein realizes what this jackass AG is doing, and he's just, what the hell? He just throws off the Agma and starts swinging at AG. Like, my first time watching, because I do like that going to AG's perspective, and he just sees like Klein swinging, but he sees like half a second ahead of time. Just what? How? It does get revealed that he's using some kind of like AI enhancement to his Agma in the outfit that he's wearing. Yeah, that doesn't really get explained too much, but I mean, it is kind of there. Then we reach the point of the movie where we get some foreshadowing and backstory, because Kirito starts to practice, and then he sees like the hooded version of Yuna, who just points and vanishes. Asuna remembers that AG was called Nautilus back in old Aincrad, and he didn't really fight back then, but I mean, hell, I'm pretty sure that everyone, minus Kaiba, would really understand the dangers of letting hit points drop too much, so they just, hey, welcome to the guild, we'll help you, we'll protect you. You don't want to fight? You don't have to. Maybe gather some ingredients for us, please. But anyway, at least Yui, once compiling the information, puts together like an old dungeon map of old Aincrad, and predicts where the next boss will show up. I guess she's not the only one, because apparently some other people, like, they showed up, like, well before anyone else, and yeah. Well, even, at least Klein, because everyone's worried about where the hell Klein is, but Klein does eventually call and say, hey man, I'm in the hospital. Yeah, at least you're safe, but what the hell, man? Yeah, and Kirito even tries to call him a favor with Kikuoka, just like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, but unfortunately, it's just like you know, just like in the real world, officials, whether they're police or feds or something else, they can't really, make a move without evidence. Yeah, then comes, a big fight. Well, at least Asuna, Silica, and Lisbeth are there. Yeah, and, a giant freaking crab. And even Pina shows up, but then transforms into a giant dragon that would have been on floor 91 of Old Ironcrad. Yeah, Asuna tries to protect Silica, and gets one swiped by the dragon. Even Kirito tries to confront Eiji, and just what can he do? Because, he's not very good at the Ordinal Scales game. And time runs out, no one gets a bonus or anything, yeah. Yeah, and after that event, Asuna gets dropped at home, just like Kirito honestly should have been a little concerned that she was asking, hey, how did we first meet, and things like that. It's just, that should be a little concerning. Yeah. And she even has a nightmare where, Ironcrad falls apart, just in her memory, and all the faces become blurred, except for things that happened beyond the SAO incident. Yeah, it's gotta be kind of scary, because I know these things should be there, but now they're not there. So even the doctor at the hospital can really only speculate as to exactly what happened. They can tell that her brain underwent some kind of high-density scan, which targeted certain memories associated with Sword Art Online. Yeah, and it's that's all it did, but it could potentially do more, so keep an eye on things. Even other people have been admitted into the hospital with similar symptoms, and you think that would start to raise a red flag, but nope, of course not. There even comes a point when Kirito tries to take Asuna around Old Ironcrad, the town of beginnings, and certain meeting spots, the cabin, and certain things around floor 21, I want to say. I think it's floor 21, but nothing helps. And it's made even worse by the fact that Asuna is heartbroken that she has lost her memories, but she doesn't understand why those memories are so important, which just makes it all the worse. Yeah, of course the internet believes everything and nothing at the same time. Kirito tries to warn everyone that, oh hey, if you fight these bosses, you're gonna lose your memories. Everyone just, yeah right, you probably just want all the points for yourself, don't you? But at least at the next big event, oh hey, Xenon gets to show up. Yeah, and she does argue that, hey, I don't have SAO memory, so even if I end up dropping the 0 hit points, nothing's gonna happen. Yeah, probably, because, it's targeting very specific memories. But at that moment, it's 10 bosses showed up in a bunch of different locations all over. And even as one SAO survivor in that group loses his memory, Yui notices and tries to follow it, but gets blocked by a firewall. Hell, she would have to stop there, otherwise start raising a bunch of alarms and red flags all over the place. Even after the hooded version of Yuna shows up again, points, and Kirito's just, wait a minute, where is she pointing? Yeah, it's, the Toto Institute of Technology. Meeting Tetsuro Shigemura. He, is given a lecture about the benefits of augmented reality versus virtual reality. And even as Kirito, tries to ask him some questions, he's just hey, I didn't expect to be interrogated. And hey, if Sword Art Online wasn't the best, it was a nightmare for everyone, so maybe it's best if people lose their memories of it. Yeah, no, not quite. Well, even Kikuoka can't do too much because, like, the Ministry of Economy is tied into everything that's happening with Ordinal Scale. You're giving people, like, discounts, coupons, free stuff. It's like, yeah. Yeah, and one thing I did notice that I didn't see a lot of people talking about at all is right on Shigemura's desk. There's a couple pomegranates. One's like split open. They're decorative pomegranates, but one of the decorative ones is split open with the seeds pouring out. And I have to wonder, is that like some kind of a reference to like Persephone and like eating like 6 grapefruit seeds and being trapped in the underworld with Hades 6 months out of the year, and kind of like the being able to get back from the underworld to the mortal realm is kind of like what he's trying to do with Yuna, his daughter, trying to get her back to life by supplementing her with seeds of different memories. Kirito even swings back by Asuna's house. And no one's there but Asuna, and Asuna even admits that, hey, even though Aincrad wasn't all rainbows and puppies, there were a lot of scary moments. The memories of everything that happened shaped everyone into the people they are now. It was, that was a 2-year experience, but someone's taking all those memories of the entire 2 years. One kind of little thing for the movie is like a book called The Complete SAO Incident Guide, missing a lot of it's missing a lot of the players. It mainly focuses on like all the people who fought on the front lines. Like maybe there's some note of like those who passed. Maybe there's some kind of log of what guilds they were in and how they interacted with one another. But it seems to mainly focus on the frontline players because it mentions Kirito. At least like Kirito becomes kind of a focus for AG. For obvious reasons. Yeah, and Aegis even makes a note that he wasn't important enough to be mentioned in the book. Yeah. When the thing is, like, when Yuna takes Kirito into that full dive right in front of the Ruby Palace, like, she mentions that dreams and virtual worlds are kind of the same, because once you wake up from, or once you like get out of VR, once you wake up from the dream, everything becomes kind of a fleeting memory. Maybe some things you remember, but you don't remember every single bit. And of course, Kirito, being the typical shonen protagonist, asking 200 questions at 300 miles an hour, expecting someone to just answer everything. Like, ask one question at a goddamn time. And hooray, montage, because Kirito runs around one night fighting so many different bosses, as many as possible, partly to train for Ordinal Scale, but also to get as many points as possible. That way he can eventually grab Eiji's attention. And it works. Eiji even makes a false promise to return Asuna's memories at the concert. Yeah, what a jackass. Although I will say, like, once they meet up in the parking lot and they're fighting, it is quite the amazing fight, because it was a... What was the name of the song? I know I made a note of it. Oh, wait, let me double check that name. Okay, I guess it really is the name of it, but yeah, Breakbeat Bark. Because, like, up in the concert, Yuna, well, AI Yuna is singing that song. In the parking garage, Kirito and Eiji are having their big old fight, and everyone in the audience is cheering on. Yeah, and Eiji has some kind of I don't know, inferior, superior. I don't know. He has some kind of Kirito complex, I guess. Yeah, because he's just, oh, you already have lightning flash, you probably want Yuna as well. And Kirito's just, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah, he's just such an idiot, and how even Kirito calls him out, just, yeah, number 2, my ass. After ripping off the AI integration helper, he easily beats down AG, just, yeah. And AG even reveals that, hey, there's going to be a high-density scan of every single person in the entire, concert area. Yeah, it's essentially just gonna wipe all everyone's memories of SAO. And one thing that I'm just like, hold on, what the hell's going on? It's like Kaiba is actually talking with Shikamaru, but Kaiba is like a digital ghost. And, it's like the difference of the ordinal system for the movie versus the cardinal system that Kaiba used. Because the cardinal system prioritizes the number 0 when doing the calculations, which would also be for like ALO, GGO, like pretty much any world built by the seed. And then, but the ordinal scale, which was created just for the Agma, prioritizes number 1, and number 1 is the number that gets immortalized somehow. I honestly don't know how it worked. It's like some complicated math thing that I certainly can't understand. And Kaiba once would have agreed with what Shikamaru is doing, like as the man he was, but the man he's become as a digital ghost believes in more, in an existence that can transcend the entire system. Kind of like when Kirito busted out his yellow eyes, which I don't think happens in the movie. At least not that I noticed. But, I'm not a digital ghost, and I can kind of understand where Shikamaru is coming from, where it's just like, he wants to bring his daughter back. I can kind of understand that, but he went about it all the wrong way. Instead of taking away the memories, with as advanced as that technology would be, why not just, instead of cut and paste, just copy and paste, and then nobody is the wiser. Well, then I guess we wouldn't have an incident or a movie or anything like that, but yeah. Well, how even AG's memories have to be scanned, especially since he spent the most time with Yuna. Yeah, and even like a different version, like the hoodie version of Yuna, shows up to help Kirito and everyone with the full dive function, so they can get into the Ruby Palace and fight that final boss up there. Oh wow, that is, it is the final and honestly the best fight of the movie. I forget what the hell the Giganto thing was called, but god damn, it has super lasers. It can manipulate the different pieces of the ground. It can heal itself, and hell, it even has multiple goddamn weapons too. God damn, how were the SAO players in the original Ordinal crad? How are they supposed to fight this thing? What the hell? But honestly, I do think that, kind of in a similar vein to what happened here, would have been what happened in Ordinal Crunch if Kirito hadn't defeated Heathcliff at floor 75. It'd be Kirito, probably, Heathcliff, Klein, and Ferdinand Kazan, maybe even Elizabeth and Silica, Agil. It would probably be a handful of people fighting that final boss, and then just as they are having the most difficulty, everyone else starts showing up to fight the boss. Maybe a few nameless, faceless players would have been digitized, but eventually they would overpower it and win, and then Heathcliff would reveal himself as the final boss there, because that was his plan. But I mean, hell, that's not to say that this isn't bad. I mean, it's fantastic. It's amazing. Like, you know, you have like Kiriko and the SAO players. They are, you know, they're going after the boss. There's a bunch of GGL players firing at the boss. A bunch of ALO fairies casting magic on the boss, protecting themselves from the attacks, blocking the boss from healing. And hell, even Asuna gets to use Mother's Rosario to deal a huge bit of damage to the boss, and of course, power of main character, Kirito gets the final blow, and gets the Giganto FU sword as a reward. And hell, oh yeah, he does go yellow eyes right there, because technically he's still diving, but his avatar shows up in the Colosseum, just taking down all the bosses, while Yuna can, like, sing a calming song to, like, bring everyone's emotional factor down, so that way there's not a massive brain scan throughout the Colosseum. But at least with that, because, like, I guess her, like, part of her programming was tied to the final SAO boss. And yeah, she's able to restore Asuna's memories right there, and then eventually everyone's memories. Yeah, because and the thing is, like, I first watched this with my sister because she loves Sword Online too. I kind of got her into it, but yeah, she's just like, why was there a cover story for what happened with the Ordinal scale? Because like the cover story becomes that it was just a special event with Ordinal scale, which is why they were using the old SAO bosses in the game previously, and then just dropped them all in the middle of the arena as a special event. Well, my sister's looking at like, what the hell? They told the truth about everything before. Why the cover up now? And it's just like, well, Kikuoka even said that, you know, the whole Ogma Ordinal scale thing is tied up with the Ministry of Economy. And of course, you know, different branches of the government, all together, you know, one government. They, like, part of the government's job is to ensure that people don't understand just how scary things can actually get. So it's like, oh, it was a cover story, because it's like, after the SAO incident, then the Alpha Online incident, like, it was the seed that saved VR gaming, because people could create any world they wanted. And yeah, like, the whole GGO Phantom Bullet incident was kind of classified, because it was just like, yeah, sorry, these other people, you know, passed away. We can kind of cover that up and maybe hush some people with some government money. Yeah, but the problem is, if there was like a huge incident with the Ogma, like, as the audience, we know there was a huge incident with the Ogma that was just essentially like a giant FU to anyone who wanted to put it on. But it's like the Ogma, like, not just the use, or not just the sales, but the use of it, and also all the partnering programs with all the different free stuff that people can get, that would tank the economy overnight. So it's just like, yeah, let's hush it up and, you know, kind of rush Shigemura away behind the scenes to where no one can see him. Hell, it's actually the only time Shigemura is actually shown, but I mean, there is an after-credits scene that shows him being, like, led into Project Wrath. You know, I will say, though, the ending credits song, you know, which is Catch the Moment by Lisa, I don't know, for some reason in my head, before I looked at, like, what the song was actually called, I always thought it was called Capture the Moment. But it's like, sometimes you hear things, what are you saying? Then you have to, like, look up subtitles. Oh, that's what they're saying. And anyway, yeah, I love the song, and it's a nice way to end the movie with a picture montage. 98% of things that happen in the movie, but the other 2%, well, there's one picture where Asuna and Kirito are standing in the front, like the front hallway of Asuna's place, and there's Mom just standing there. There's no exchange of words. It's just kind of implied. Hey, Kirito finally gets to meet Asuna's mom, and how even as they're traveling back, probably back to Kirito's place, they both end up falling asleep on the train. So who knows how intense that was, or maybe just like Kirito's super nervous about meeting Asuna's mom, and once it's over, he's just that's over. Yeah, altogether, I really enjoyed this movie. It was, it's a nice addition to the whole thing. Yeah, and, like, before I've, definitely criticized the pacing, the way certain characters act or do things because they're so damn rushed. This was extremely well done. I mean, Yui's definitely become an essential part of the team, because she can quickly just, like, gather data together, and she does have emotions. There's no, like, a lock on emotions or anything, but at least protecting both Asuna and Kirito seems to be her priority, instead of destroying all humans. And hell, this movie lets things transition into the Alicization arc, and there's going to be quite a bit of fun there. Yeah, but that's going to be for, well, okay, Alicization. I don't understand. Like, apparently, Alicization, when it was released, it's all considered the third season. Like, even like all 49 episodes, including the one filler recap. All 49 episodes are considered a third season, and it's just like, what the hell? I mean, I can understand that's like a core thing, COUR core thing, but it's like, no, I honestly, I would consider it like Alicization as like season 3, and then the War of the Underworld season 4, but apparently that's not it, so I guess we're still waiting for season 4 eventually, one day, in the year 2120 or something. Yeah, anyway, my rambling is going on, so I will see you in the next one. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't hit that bell so you can always be notified whenever I upload another video, and as always, have fun.